thinking about grammar. So that is the one thing that is preventing you from speaking English fluently. So why does thinking about grammar make you this fluent? Let's say someone speaks to you in English. This is probably what's going on in your mind. Oh, I want to say this. I know the answer. Wait, what is the word in English again? Wait, should I say it in present tense or past tense? It happened in the past, but it actually happened in the recent past, so it should be present perfect, right? Oh crap, I've been thinking too long and they probably think I'm an idiot. Oh my gosh. Okay, I should at least say something. Oh, nothing comes out. Oh my god, what am I gonna do? And then nothing comes out. So what happened there? First, you had the translation block. If you know the answer, but you know it in Indonesian, and then you have to translate it, that is one block. Second, you have the grammar block. You have to think about what kind of tenses to use, what are the prepositions, this and that, so that's another block. And after these two blocks, you still have the psychological block that is messing with your mind. It's like you're thinking too much. They're gonna think I'm an idiot. They're going to wait too long. They're gonna get annoyed. So you have these three blocks that are happening in your head if you start to think about grammar before you speak. So no, don't do that. Just think about yourself in your native language. When you're speaking in Indonesian, you don't think about it anymore, right? It just comes out naturally. You don't think like, ini kata majemuknya apa ya? Atau pakainya di atau ke ya? Apa ya? You don't think about that. So in English, why are you giving yourself too much of this mental work before you speak? So that is a bad habit that you need to tackle. So why am I like this? So the reason why you have this habit isn't entirely your fault. Traditional classroom teachings of foreign languages are partly to blame. The way it's taught in the classroom, it's kind of like it makes you adopt the habit of overthinking too much before you start speaking. So generally, this is how English, or any other languages for that matter, are taught in schools. You are taught so many grammar rules at first, but you are not really given that much input of real-life English. So maybe you will be given, but very minor. So at this stage, you're probably not familiar in how real-life English is spoken by native speakers. And then maybe, depending on the focus of the class, you are asked to practice your speaking skills. So you practice your output a little bit. But it's very minor, so you get minor input, minor output, but extensive grammar explanation. So the way these classes are designed, they're making you think too much about grammar before you speak, and that is what making you this fluent. The problem with that approach is that it's backwards. Native speakers usually get massive sample of the language, practice their output a little bit, and then the grammar explanation comes afterwards. This is how I teach in my program. First step is that you get a lot of input of real English, and it's important to get real samples of native English and not awkward textbook samples of English that are slowed down. Then at the same time, you can practice your output at a low pressure environment, maybe speaking with yourself, mimicking native speakers, or whatever. Then after a few weeks or even a month after you've gotten quite familiar with real-life English, you're gonna start to notice a pattern. For instance, let's say you see the phrases have been a lot, and then you don't really know when to use it, what it means, the context and all that, and this is a time when grammar explanation could be really helpful to connect the dots. And learning grammar this way is a lot better for your memory as well. Then after learning that grammar concept, the cycle goes again. Go back to getting a lot of input while you practice your output, maybe at a higher pressure environment. And now, since you've looked up the explanation about how to use have been, you're gonna apply this new grammar knowledge in your next output practice session by yourself. Low pressure, and it's okay to make mistakes, and then you're going to learn from the past mistakes that you did. This is how you improve your grammar when you're speaking. But don't we need good grammar to speak fluently? Well, this depends on your goal. Some people just want to communicate minimally, so as long as they understand what is being said and they can make themselves understood with just, not perfect grammar, but it's understandable, then they're okay. Once they're understood, then they're good. Others want to speak with better grammar. Maybe those people who need it for academics or for work and they want to be taken seriously, then if you fall into this category, then maybe you need it. But whatever it is, if your goal is to speak fluently, the first habit that you need to unlearn is to think about grammar too much before you start speaking. It's going to paralyze you because it's going to put so much things in your head. And when you're speaking with someone, there's only one thing that has to be in your head, and that is the content of your message. So what happens if you make grammar mistakes when you speak? So if you make slight grammar mistakes, what you need to do is just to leave it be. As long as your message is understood by the other person, then it's okay. You can't think to yourself, oh, I should have said the book is on the table and not in the table. And then you can practice that mistake at your own, kind of like, oh, my book is on the table, my candy is on the table, my laptop is on the table. So that on the table becomes automatic for you. So making grammar mistakes is okay. It's not very serious most of the time, but the important thing is that once you make the mistake, you learn from it and then stop making that same mistake, because making the same mistake over and over again, that is just, well, you're not gonna learn from it. Okay guys, that is it for this week. I hope you guys learned something new. I will see you guys again next week in another video, and until then, good luck and bye-bye.